Okay, so this is just a really quick update before I hop back over and work on finishing off my part 5 of the derivative use of my review of Jen's derivative use interviews. So I just thought this was really interesting and something I wanted to share with you because I was a little bit confused at first, and I figured that there's probably a few people that are a few creators that are going to hop onto the court website and be wondering what the heck is going on, why have these motions been refiled? So the screen that you can see in front of you is what I originally saw kind of early this morning. I woke up super early, decided to have a quick look on the court webpage to see if anything had changed. And this is what I saw. So in the column where you would normally click on the document to download it, it had these pink boxes with requested written in blue. And I know that's hard to read. I did a screenshot on my phone. And of course now this page has changed. I'll explain that in a minute. So it had requested for all three of these motions. The two phone evidence motions and the Google search warrant motion. It had corrected in brackets. So basically a request had been made for the defence to refile these motions with corrections. Now I thought that's really curious. And I thought, well, surely the judge isn't going to give them a second chance to rewrite their motions, because that doesn't seem legal. So I was trying to figure out why the judge had requested that they refile these motions with corrections. Now I'll just point out that all three of the motions were written by the male lawyer that we saw in court, this Alex Johnson. To be honest, I'm glad that he got into trouble with the judge. Well, essentially, that he got told to correct his motions. But again, I was curious to figure out what the heck was going on. So I downloaded the motions and I started going through and doing a side-by-side comparison. And I was a little bit confused because I couldn't see anything that was different until I got through to one point where partway through the document, when I got to statement of facts, I suddenly realised the pages weren't matching. And I thought that they had missed out about 3 pages from the original document. But then I discovered what they had done was they'd got the pages out of order. So their statement of facts was all out of order. Part of it was in the wrong part of the document. And it turns out they did that for every single one of those motions. So I've gone through, I did a, in-your-face comparison here so I could show you guys. But I went through each one of the 3 motions, and the only thing that has been corrected for each of the motions is the fact that where they had the statement of facts out of order, they've gone and they've fixed that and put them back in order. Everything else in each of the documents is exactly the same. So basically, the only difference we're seeing here with these documents is the fact that the correction has all the pages in order. I don't know why that is overly important, other than just perhaps the judge wanting to make sure that the defence learn not to be quite so sloppy in their filings. I will note I just found something really amusing in the Google warrant document in the motion, and that is, now we've seen Taylor Heller is a female, and in the Google warrant motion they refer to her as a he, and it did not get changed at any point in time. So it was a real relief to know that there wasn't anything there in terms of saying, hey, can you clarify these things, this bit of information in the document? Can you fix this case law or anything like that? Because were that to occur, like I said, I would imagine that would be somewhat untoward anyway, but it would certainly seem like the judge was trying to give them a bit of a chance with their motions. To me, we've been through these motions, and there is a video on my channel. If you flick back through my videos, you'll be able to find where I've gone through these motions. So I'm not going to go through them now. But we've seen the state's response to the motions, which I've also read through, which shows quite clearly the failings in these motions. So this is going to have absolutely no impact on the final decision that is made by the judge in terms of these suppression motions. I think it's more about just making sure that all the paperwork is filed correctly, so that in terms of his judgment, all the paperwork can be put together accurately, in order, and there can be no questions as to the entire process not being done properly. I think this shows us that the judge is definitely going through all the documents with a fine-tooth comb, and I think that is definitely a good sign, because it makes me feel all the more confident that the verdict will come back that these motions are denied. So the takeaway from all this really quick video, is basically this refiling of motions is absolutely nothing. There's no change in any of the case law that they've cited. There's no change in their argument. There's no change in the structure of the motions. So at the end of the day, we've already seen from the state's response that these motions are extremely flawed. They are not based in solid legal precedent. So at the end of the day, this refiling essentially means nothing. I know there'll probably be a few alarmist content creators who, I can imagine what the thumbnails are going to be now. It's, going to be scaring people with, oh no, the state, the defence is going to win. The defence has been given a second chance, or who knows what else. But at the end of the day, we can see here, it's absolutely nothing. Nothing has changed other than pages being put in the correct order, which should have been done before these motions were filed in the first place. So, on that note, I'm going to leave you there and go and finish the other video that I'm working on. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Also, please hit the like button and leave a comment below. Thank you, and I will catch you really soon with the next one.